Hi and welcome back to the channel. As promised, I'm going to be making an external filter for the little tank. Uh, this is the second time recording this because unfortunately I deleted the files, so some of the progress I've made on the filter has been lost. But what I'll do, I'll show you what I've started so far and how I got there, and then we'll continue on, and hopefully we'll end up with a nice cheap little external filter that we can use to cure some of the problems on the tank. I'm starting to get some algae on the glass, and the nitrate levels are starting to creep up, so obviously there's started to be a problem in the tank with all the babies and the extra fish that are in there. So this is just a quick simple little project just to try and overcome that problem and hopefully give it a bit of a cure. It only needs to be temporary until I've got the new tank set up. So it's not like I need expensive equipment, it's just something cheap and cheerful, easy to do, just to cure a little problem, give me a little bit more time to get this new tank sorted out. So what I've done so far is, as you can see, it's the bottom of a 3 litre cola bottle, and what I did, I cut a little notch in the top, and then as you can see, silicon some flexible tubing into the top of it. It's better if it's pointing down slightly. I'll show you why that is soon, but basically that's that. And also there's this strange little contraption which will also be explained, but it's just made out of some filter parts and some, like I say, the same flexible tubing. The diameter was slightly different, so I had to heat it up to get it to fit. So that's what we've got so far. So what I'll do, I'll get everything ready and we'll continue and I'll show you how I made it. So give me a second and I'll be back to show you that. Okay, so here we go. Right, now first things first, really simple, is that just goes in there. This will actually be connected to the filter that I've got out of the tank, and what that does, it sucks water through the filter, through the stuff that I'm going to put in the filter, and I'll take it and I'll push it through into the bottom of this bottle. Now what I'm going to put into this bottle is the filter sponge that was in the filter, which is there, and what that'll do, that'll help to seed the extra filtration that's going in here, because it's already got all the beneficial bacteria in there. And what that'll do, it'll just help to speed up the process of getting this filter to work. So for the filter medium, what I'm going to do is use gravel. I've already got a jug, it's already been washed, so that's the next thing to go in. So a reasonable amount. The more gravel, the more filtration you'll get, because there's more surface area for the bacteria to sit on. So that's basically mechanical and eventually biological filtration. It's mechanical because it'll stop the gunk from coming up through it. Biological because obviously you're going to get like the beneficial bacteria in there, breaking down all the ammonia, turning it into nitrates, which will feed the plants. Now, onto that subject, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plant some plants into this to increase the number of plants overall, because this is basically an extension of the tank. That's what an external filter is. So what I'm doing with this, I'm increasing the volume of water in the tank, I'm increasing the bacteriological filtration in the tank, and I'm also increasing the amount of nitrates that can be taken out of the water by putting plants into the substrate. Now you can use any plant you want really. There's some that obviously you can't use. I've got some Amazon sword that wouldn't do well in here, it lacks a very nutrient rich base to work. But one plant that I have found that works very well is a plant that I've already got, which is Bacopa. So what I'm going to do, I've got a load of cuttings that I took off the other tank, and I'm going to plant them in here, and then we'll go from there, because I'll have to move camera positions again to show you the next part of the process. So what I'll do, I'll get these plants planted in there, and I'll have a bit of a move about, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've had a bit of a move around, so I've got the camera in position now. I can show you what happens next. Now, for this to work, the spout that comes out of the top of the bottle needs to be level with the top of the tank. So because of the height of the bottle, the height of the tank, I did need something to lift it up with, so I found something very technical, which is basically a bit of packing sponge and old curbing stone, and that works out to be the perfect height. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the bottle now and show you how it's all attached and how it works, and switch it on, and hopefully we'll have a successful filter. So here we go. That's the wrong way. Oh. Better if it was the right way. Right. So this is what we're left with. As you can see, it's pretty full of plants. One thing I forgot to mention is there's a layer of sand in there just to hold the plants into place. It doesn't really sit very well in just the gravel. I did that off camera just before I started planting the plants in there. So what happens now is the filter which is here, that gets attached to the bottom of this pipe. Need that bit on it as well. Sorry. Now I'm trying to smash everything. So that fits snugly in there, or it should do. It did when I tried this before. Yep, like so. And then the filter head sits in that. And what I'm going to do, it's something I meant to do for a while, is I'm going to fill up the bottom of this with some activated charcoal. Just try and get rid of a bit of the colour that's in the tank at the moment. There's a lot of tannins in there for some reason off two small pieces of wood. So I'm going to fill up the filter base with this, dump that in there, and hopefully that shall get rid of some of the yellow out of the tank. So hopefully I don't spill this everywhere. So the first thing I do is I spill it everywhere. How is this going to work? Ooh. I've got nothing to really scoop it with. We'll just have to carry on and hope for the best. Oh, activated charcoal everywhere. A little bit more. So, bit pour the bits, because why not? Waste not, want not, as they say. So then that will fit that way. There's something missing somewhere. So that will now fit on the bottom of there. And this whole contraption gets turned round and stuck on this side of the tank, like so. Tiny hands. I mean, ideally that could be the other way, but never mind. So hopefully now, when this is plugged in, it'll fill this up from the bottom and then overflow straight back in. I'm going to stand by and watch it fill up, because if push comes to shove, if the flow through the filter is too high, I might have to cut another nozzle and put another piece of tube just to make sure it doesn't start overflowing everywhere. So yeah, we'll try that and see what happens, and if it works I'll come back to you. If not, you'll see next time with 2 pieces of tubing there instead of 1. So see you in a minute. Just a point of interest, something I forgot to mention when I was setting up the filter. Don't forget that when you actually put the activated charcoal in, to cap it off with some filter floss, something like that, so that the activated charcoal doesn't get sucked up through the impeller and nearly destroy your filter, which is something that I absolutely did not do at all, I promise. Right, so after a lot of faffing about, I'm finally happy with how it's working. I did have to stick another pipe in, but yeah, I now have an effective filter. Like I say, it's only temporary until we've got this other tank set up, and hopefully it'll keep the fish safe. I'll carry on testing the water daily just to make sure. Been doing bi-daily water changes, like every other day water changes. But yeah, now would I do anything differently? Well, yeah, certainly would. Firstly, I'd use a bigger container, at least taller. The height on these bottles isn't really quite enough, like I say. I've had to stack them up. A 5 litre container would be better, I think. It'd give me more volume, bigger filter. The placing of the tubes on the top, I put them further down. I don't know how clearly you can see it on the video, but it's very, very close to the top the water level is. I actually kept an eye on it for 10 minutes before filming this just to make sure it wasn't going to overflow. It was very rushed. The seal's not perfect around the pipe, so there is a little bit of a drip. Nothing drastic. I've got a tea towel in there to stop it from flooding the place. But generally, yeah, quite happy. The fish seem to like it. I've had to put a ring of tubing in there to stop the floating plants from getting destroyed. But bar that, yeah, I'm happy with how it's turned out. It was a bit cloudy when it started up because of the sand. I mean, I probably wouldn't put the sand in it next time either, and I'd almost certainly change the plants. I wouldn't use plants that are planted into the gravel. I'd pack it full of some kind of epiphyte. Get rid of the need for the sand, because the first thing that happened when I turned it on is it turned the water into milk. I couldn't even see the fish in there. So I put some quick clear in there from Interpet. Seems to be clearing it up quite nicely now. So hopefully this shouldn't be here too long. I have got another tank that I'm starting to set up for him. Video of that will be here coming quite soon, I hope. But this was just a quick, easy, I say easy. It was something just to keep the tank going until I can get the other tank set up. Like I say, with all the babies that are in there now, there's 2 lots of black molly babies. The Espies have had another lot, so there's at least 10 Espy babies in there. You've got a couple of reasonable sized black mollies, you've got the Espies, you've got guppies in there. The tank's just not big enough for them anymore. The good thing about this is it does increase the effective volume of the tank by a couple of litres. And like I say, that's one of the reasons why I said I'd probably use a bigger container next time, just to give me more volume still. If I had to do again, hopefully I won't have to. What I've got planned for this tank next shouldn't need any of this. But yeah, so yeah, I'm happy with how it's turned out to a point. Yes, there's definitely things I would have changed. Things I'll do different if I have to do it again. But as a makeshift solution to a problem, it's worked quite well. So yeah. So it's I say if you leave any comments down below, I'll have a look, see if there's any you got any ideas on how we can improve it, or anything I could have done differently or should have done differently. Yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you within a week or so with an update on the new tank. So yeah, I'll see you then. Okay, take care, bye bye.